Greenwood. This is Stephanie Turner, and I'm here with Master Gardener Ann Barklow. And this Minute with Extension is brought to you by WC Fiber. Today we're talking about spring planting. This has been an unusual winter and spring transition for us, and I think we've had a couple of false starts, but now is the time. So the Lakelands Master Gardeners have prepared a number of wonderful different plants, annuals, perennials, vegetables, great things for your local garden, and they will be holding their plant sale this weekend, April 15th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. And it's a great time to go ahead and plant some of these wonderful things in your garden, and I'm going to let Master Gardener Ann Barklow tell you a little bit more about some of the cool plants that you can find.
Hi, yeah, we got a lot of variety, and I think most of you know that a lot of the Master Gardeners take divisions from their own garden and start potting them up months ago to get them ready for this Saturday's sale. So it's kind of nice to have these healthy homegrown plants that you know will do well in your garden because they did well in theirs. So we'll have a lot of that, and we also have grown a lot of plants here in the greenhouse here at Piedmont Agency on Aging, and we're lucky to partner with them and be able to use this greenhouse to grow out the plants. So we have a lot of different shade plants that'll be really good, and sun, plenty of sun. Not as many annuals this year, but we have a lot of perennials, which people seem to prefer, and we're doing that. One of the things that we like to focus on, because of course many of you know I came from the City of Greenwood Horticulture where I retired, and we are Bee City USA, and so we focus a lot on the bee pollinator plants. And one of the things that we like to focus most on is that you need plants to bloom in the early spring, you need them in summer, and you need them in fall. So we will have all that available this Saturday so that you will be able to plant a pollinator garden and have nectar and pollen for your pollinators all through the year. Okay, so here's a few that I brought out from the greenhouse. This is by far one of our favorites, and fortunately I grew a lot of these this year, so hopefully you can come and get them. But this is the African blue basil, and what makes this so special is that you can't grow it from seeds, so we have to start cuttings of this early on. As the basil is in the mint family. The mint family is probably one of the favorite plants for pollinators, so as you can see in these types of flowers. So this is an annual, and it will grow as big as a small shrub, and it gets covered with pollinators. You can barely walk by and have a conversation because it's so noisy. It's so noisy.
I love the way that smells.
Oh, the smell. Yeah, and a lot of people ask, can we cook with it? And yes, you can, but it's a little camphor. It's a strong one, but you can use it if you're in a pinch. And this here is a yarrow, and this just starting to bloom. These are wonderful for beneficial insects, especially some of your small wasps that actually parasitize your aphids. So they like them because they're flat. They like that umbel-shaped flower where they can just come and land on it because they're so small. So this is a wonderful plant to have, and it comes back every year and is a perennial.
Makes a pretty cut flower too, I think.
Oh, that's right. It's a cut flower too.
Very nice.
And we're going to have a good deal of natives. We're going to have Little Joe, which is a Joe Pye weed. And this is one of your fall bloomers, so this will be good. Even though these look small, once you get them in the ground, they're going to take off. This is a plant that's in the aster family, and it'll come back every year.
That's a beefy native, so
it's very beefy.
Takes our climate and you don't need to stress about it. That's what I like, a low maintenance plant.
Yeah, I do too. And of course, we want to think about all stages of pollinators, and our butterflies are a monarch, which is our poster child, but it likes milkweed, so we will have lots of the tuberosa milkweed available for the monarch butterfly, and I know many of you are interested in that.
And that's a pretty orange flower.
Very orange, yeah, very orange flower. And this here is your fennel. And fennel's not a native, but gosh darn, it's great for your eastern swallowtail butterfly, and that the larva just loves it. And of course the flowers are wonderful pollinator plants too, and you can cook with it. So we have quite a few fennel this year because the eastern western swallowtail caterpillar is a voracious eater.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can cook with it if you have some left after the caterpillars are done. Yeah.
Yeah, the caterpillars have a day with this. So you want to plant this and help it get really big. So we do concentrate not only on the butterfly itself, but what the larva needs. So that's very essential. And these are all little salvias. A lot of these came from one of our master gardeners, and we made cuttings. We want to be a big thank you to the City of Greenwood Horticulture, who helps us by we can sneak in there and make cuttings, and they take care of them for us. But we couldn't do it without them. And this is one of the pink salvias, and you can see that's a great hummingbird plant. But the big bumblebees, they don't worry about getting into the flower because they always make a little slit right in the top.
They're cheaters.
They get the nectar out of there without pollinating. But some of your your hummingbirds can get in there, and that they do the pollinating. So we've got this pink one. We've got some really dark pink, some of a maroon color. We even got this luscious orange.
Cute.
And these are very, very popular. These are annuals. This particular one's a perennial, which is a purple, so that one will come back every year. One of my favorites in the garden. I usually plant these by my front door or plant them by a window so you can watch the hummingbirds, because I don't fill a hummingbird feeder, so they have to come here. They're always looking for a hummingbird feeder, and I say I don't have one. They have to go out to the garden and work for it, but you know, other than that. So this is great to have near a window. Let's see, and we're also going to have some native grasses. Many of you love that mully grass with that pink plumes in the fall. Oh, so we'll have a lot of those available this year. And I like grasses too, just not only for their movement in the garden, but also, you know, your pollinators can hide in there too. So they like it.
Underused in the garden, I think, grasses. Nice texture and component to add to your landscape.
And you just cut them back at like the end of February, and they just
Again,
come
perfect
right
for
back.
a lazy gardener.
Lazy gardener, yeah, that's who we have here. Yeah. And we're going to have some shade plants. This is Tiarella, which is a native. Gets lovely white flowers. It can be a bit of a bully in the garden. It takes off and goes. So if you need a shady area that you want to fill in, this is great. And so far my deer have lots of them.
Yeah, they're pretty deer tolerant.
Good,
The common name is like foam flower.
Foam flower, yeah.
It's pretty white, hairy flowers.
I don't know what it is, but the minute I say they're kind of deer resistant, the deer
Something's
start
gonna eat
eating
it.
them. And I haven't figured that one out yet, how they know that. But yeah, and this is a hypericum, and this is a golden color one. Great. It can take a little morning sun. Another perennial, and the flowers get really brightly yellow, and so the bees love them. They get all excited about that flower. And of course we got a juga.
Yes, that's one of my favorite.
This is
bugleweed.
just bugleweed is just so beautiful, and it's a good spring bloomer. So if you want a spring plant,
It's another hardy, aggressive kind of ground covering
it'll
type.
take off and do all that. So so I mean, we got so many, but that was just a few highlights for you to see what we're going to have available. And we'll have some herbs and all kinds of vegetables and things for you.
And we'll be here to answer questions.
oh gosh,
Have the
that's
table
the
set up
biggest.
with the master gardeners that can give you their advice right here while you're shopping.
Yeah, because I don't know, you can go to other places and get plants, but you don't get the guarantee that there's no pesticides in any of these. None of these are going to harm your pollinators. So that's like super duper important. But it's also nice to talk to the people that grow them. There's no better person that can tell you how they grow than the one that just brought them. So from their own garden. So you have a lot of advantages, and we love seeing all you guys. So April 15th, 9 to 1.